Time for an explosive adventure!
2, 1, let's do this!
Oh my... Jedward are about to surprise a group of sightseers with a tour they'll never forget. They'll go head-to-head to see who will be the best tour guide. There can only be one winner.
The dinosaur footprint.
So who will be victorious?
Crush it.
And who will lose and face an icy dip in the sea? Ooh.
Come with us, there's so much to discover. A crazy adventure with me and my brother. We'll dig up things that will freak you out. This is Jedward's big adventure. Be a tour guide, there's so much to do. There's a whole planet out there and it's just for you. You never know what you find, it will mess with your mind. It's a hair-raising trailblazer, totally wild. Amazing Jedward's big adventure.
John and Edward are taking on their biggest challenge yet, to become the UK's best tour guide. They're visiting our greatest attractions and competing against each other to give the best tour. Go! Each with help from a celebrity friend.
Come here, come here!
Time to head south and find today's location.
This is the life, Edward. Sure is, John. And what better way to relax than with your best friend, Edward? Oh, what's this, John? Here, let me open it. Dear Jedward, welcome to Jurassic Coast. In just 24 hours' time, you will each have to give a guided tour to a party of tourists. But whoever loses will have to go for a forfeit. No! I don't want to lose. Who knows what that could be? John, we need to get some help. Let's call some friends. Hey, Shannon, Jess, it's Edward. Hey, Rav, what's up? It's John. I think I need a favor. I need you here urgently. Whoa! You guys got here quick. It's Shannon, Jess from the Amazing Girl Group Parade. And Rav Welding from Cub Scouts.
Hey.
So what do you guys know about Jurassic Coast?
It's Jurassic.
And it's the coast.
All right, guys, we're gonna get some real experts on this, okay? So you guys relax while we go get the facts.
So now the boys are off to find out everything there is to know about the Jurassic Coast. It's a 95-mile stretch of coastline along the south of England, from Devon to Dorset. And what makes it special is the rocks. They date back millions of years to when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Today is John and Edward's only chance to get all the important facts before tomorrow, when they'll compete to give the best private tour, so they'll need to concentrate. Good luck with that.
Imagine going swimming and having that coming to eat you.
There's lots to find out, and now they must get the info from the people in the know. And first up, it's Paddy.
Paddy, what is this place?
This is part of the Jurassic Coast. This is Lyme Regis.
And why is this place so important?
It's one of the best places to find rocks, not just from the Jurassic period, but from the Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous period. The rocks tell us that the Triassic period was hot and dry with very little life. Fast forward 100 million years to the Jurassic period, this area would have been a warm sea with lots of islands. But by the time we get to the Cretaceous period, just 145 to 65 million years ago, we'd have found it a far more pleasant place to live. Oh, apart from the dinosaurs.
Wow! The Jurassic Coast rocks! Haha! Did you like that? Yeah. The red rocks are the oldest, Triassic, then grey, Jurassic, and the youngest is white, Cretaceous. These are all facts Jedward must remember. Oh dear. Tomorrow the twins will be separated and will go head-to-head against one another to be crowned the best tour guide. John will team up with Rav, and Edward will be assisted by Sian and Jess, and they're relying on the boys to get all the info.
Do you actually know anything about the Jurassic Coast?
Nothing.
I think we're in a bit of trouble here.
So far the boys have discovered how old the rocks are. Now they need to look inside them for traces of ancient life, called fossils.
Found one. I found one as well. I found one before you, so I found it in less than a minute.
And if you decide to look for fossils, be careful to follow the fossil code. Notices are on most beaches.
Harry, look what we found. These fossils.
Oh yeah, those are all fossils.
And what's that?
That's an ammonite.
And what?
An ammonite.
This ammonite, how's it formed?
Well, fossils are the remains of ancient life. It all begins when a living creature dies. Usually a body will decay or be eaten by hungry scavengers. If it's quickly covered in mud or sand, it protects the remains and fossilization can begin. The process takes a long time, millions of years, as more layers of sediment cover the mud, pushing it down and slowly turning it into rock. Sedimentary rock. Minerals in the rock replace the bones, preserving their features. All that's left to do is for us to find it.
Ammonites, fossils and sedimentary rocks. Phew! Already there is so much for the boys to remember for their tour tomorrow.
I know there's like 3 periods. There's Jurassic, there's Triassic, and what's the other one? I don't know.
Tomorrow's winning tour guide will be decided when the tourists face a test. So today, the boys must find out everything they can. Now they're off to meet a lady with a story about a gigantic fossil. There she is.
What's this? What is this?
It's an ichthyosaur. It's
An
kind of
ichthyosaurus.
fossil.
An ichthyosaurus. And where was this found?
It was found right here in Lyme Regis by Mary Anning.
Who's Mary Anning?
Mary Anning, she's the most famous fossil hunter, and she was 11 years old when she found this. Mary would search the rocks and cliffs looking for fossils which she could then sell to earn a living. But it was dangerous work, and although Mary stayed safe, her faithful dog Trey was killed in a landslide. But brave Mary continued hunting, finding many more fossils that had never been discovered before. Soon people from all over the country were visiting Mary's shop in Lyme Regis. Mary became famous, so much so that we think the tongue twister, "She sells seashells" on the seashore may have been about her.
She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. Break it down, break it down. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. This seashore right here, she was selling seashells.
The boys are already halfway through their fact-finding mission.
Now I got a lot of muscles.
It's made of plastic. Ow! Careful, that's a priceless replica. Next up, they're about to come face to face with the ultimate sea monster.
This place is totally amazing, Kay. What is this here?
This is the skull of a pliosaur, which is the scariest animal that's ever lived in the sea in all time.
This is such a cool dinosaur.
But it's not. This is a marine reptile. It lived in the sea. The pliosaur was the largest creature of its time, and unfortunately for everything else in the sea, it was carnivorous. It was bigger than a bus and had 4 huge flippers, so it could swim with speed and skill. And unlike other large predators, it had good eyesight, perfect for spotting and hunting its next snack. If the pliosaur hadn't been extinct for 65 million years, no one would ever dare to go in the water.
Ah, don't eat me! Look at the jaw on that thing. How powerful was it?
Well, it's the most powerful jaw in the world ever in all time. If it was alive today, this could crush a car in half.
A car in half like that?
Yeah.
What if they come back?
They won't.
Never?
No.
How do you know?
Okay, they might.
If you wait 4 gazillion years. Or you could grow one from a tiny mosquito trapped in amber and keep it in a dinosaur zoo. That could be a film.
Eddie, what do you think of that? It's gonna eat you.
So, where next for our budding tour guides? A quarry, where they're about to find an amazing dino discovery.
What's this? What do you show us?
So I found something really special.
It looks like footprints. These are dinosaur prints. So a dinosaur actual foot is actually here.
Yes, and that's the incredible thing about trace fossils, because it's the evidence of the animal actually being in this one spot. How many prints are together at a time will tell us if the dinosaur walked on 2 legs or 4. And the size of the footprints and the distance between them will help us discover just how large it was and how fast it was travelling. And the shape of the footprints can tell us whether the animal that made them was a carnivore or a herbivore. All that fantastic information just from a footprint.
We need to go find footprints. Let's go find more footprints. John, I have the dinosaur footprints in here. Edward, how are we gonna get it out? I've got an idea.
The dinosaur footprints have really fired up Jedward's imagination. And boys being boys, they want to discover some of their own.
3, 2, 1, let's do this!
Wow!
It's crazy! Eddie, there has to be footprints in here. John, I think you've cleared up too much. There's no footprints. You're right, there's no footprints. We used too much dynamite.
Yes, you did. It's time to head to the final destination. This is Jedward's last opportunity to get hold of more dino details. And this one's a stinker.
What are we doing here? What is this?
Well, I've come to tell you all about the type of trace fossil called a coprolite.
A coprolite.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what do you reckon it is?
Looks like poo.
It is indeed dinosaur poo.
Whoa! Are you telling me? You're joking me?
Coprolites are what we call trace fossils. They help us learn about the behaviour of animals in the past. In order for droppings to become coprolites, they must be quickly covered in sediment before they're destroyed or eaten by insects.
Well, can you see bits of something here?
They look like fish scales.
They are indeed fish scales, yeah. Excellent.
Fish scales. I'm getting good at this, John. Looking at
So,
fossils.
whatever produced this coprolite would have had a lovely fish supper.
With chips and mushy peas. So now they've heard all the info they'll need for tomorrow's tour. But are the boys already starting to forget some of the details?
Okay, what's a copperstone called? I don't know, I can't tell you. Tell me, I helped you out. And I can't, okay, I'm against you. John, tell me what it is. No, I can't. John, what's the other thing called? A platform? It's called a Pokemon. No, it's not. It's called something else.
Oh, John and Edward will each get 3 of today's stories to recreate for their tourists tomorrow. Now they need to head back to Jedward HQ, meet up with their celebrity assistants, and find out which stories they've got.
Our tasks for tomorrow are to explain how Jurassic Coast was formed. We got the Palasaur, coffee lights. You don't know what these are. I know what these are. Okay. We got fossils. Do you want to know what a fossil is?
Yeah.
John told me, but I forgot. And Mary Anning. She's a girl, and she was collecting fossils, okay? And dinosaur footprints. Okay, all you gotta worry about, okay, is making it fun and interesting and doing whatever I tell you to do.
And I'm gonna get a education.
Yes, you're gonna get dedicated. What do you guys think?
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
You gotta win this.
Do this. We gotta do this, Kay.
Yeah,
I have faith in you. You have faith in me. We're gonna go out there. We're the most ultimate team. These tourists are not gonna know what hit them, okay?
Both teams are determined to win and have spent all evening planning. So now it's time for bed. Night, boys.
Night, Edward.
Night, Jess.
Night, Edward.
Night, Jen. We're so gonna win tomorrow.
Oh, totally.
Night, Rav.
Good night, John.
You better be learning your facts.
I'm learning them.
Oh, morning! It's 6 a.m. on the big day, and Jedward are already up.
Hey guys, it's Edward and John's recording. We're gonna go wake up the other celebrities, Sean and Jess, and Rav. Time to get up! Yeah! Hey. Wake up now! Wake up, sleepyheads! Wake up, guys, time to get up! It's time to get up, Sean. It's time to get up, Jess. Sean and Jess are now awake, ready to go. And enjoy your teammates. We're all awake and ready to go, okay? Rav's awake, you guys are awake. Let's go do this.
The party of unsuspecting tourists are now on their way to the Jurassic Coast. And the celebrities are getting nervous.
I don't really know what to expect. I know I'm going to be educated.
I'm not too sure about the forfeits.
We've heard about previous ones, and they're not pretty.
No, they're not pretty.
The tourists are expecting to be taken around the main sites of interest along the coast, and they have absolutely no idea who their tour guides are going to be. It's time for a huge surprise!
Whoa! Trust us, guys! I'm John! Jedward! And there we are, Jedward! Jake, eat the pizza, the word, Jedward! Come on, Octopus, come on, let's go, guys! Are you guys ready to have a crazy tour? Come on, keep going. You're in Jurassic Coast. Are you guys excited? Yeah! Alright, guys, Kay, I have Rav Wilding from Cop School! What's up, Yeah, what's up? I've got Shannon Jess from the amazing pop group Parade! Come on! Awesome! I'm John.
I'm Rav.
And together we are Giraffe. And together we are Giraffe! We've got to come up with a name.
So, between the three of you, you forgot to come up with a name. Brilliant. Right, it's the moment of truth. It's time for Jedward's tour of the Jurassic Coast. Only one team will be crowned the winners and receive a thrilling ride in a speedboat. While the poor losers will be forced to take an icy dip in the sea. So the first team up is John and Rav with the story of the Jurassic Coast and how it was formed. They've come up with a gunge-tastic idea, although it looks like John is having second thoughts. Nice tights.
Oh, do I look cool?
Yeah, it's all in the name of history.
I think I look like a purple alien.
Back on planet Earth, the tourists have to remember the names of the 3 different periods in time that rocks were formed along the coast.
Hey guys, look over there and see the cliffs. Now there's 3 distinct types of rock. The oldest, Triassic, is red rock. The middle is called the Jurassic, that's a grey coloured rock. And the most recent, did you see the white, is called the Cretaceous. So we've got these smelly out-of-date baked beans, smell those. Whoa! And this is to signify the red rock of the Triassic period. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. There we go, keep going. There we go. There we go, keep going. This next section is the Jurassic, that's right. 145 to 200 million years ago, so a long, long time. Here we go, give me a hand. 1, 2, 3, there we go. And the Cretaceous! There we go. So this is the white rock on the top. 145 to 61 million years ago, the Cretaceous era.
So far, so good for Team Giraffe. They got the names right, but were the tourists distracted by all that gunge?
I learnt what layers go where on the cliffs.
Do you want a hug?
Nah.
Edward, Sean and Jess are going to have to really pull it out of the hat to compete with that performance.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
Totally.
Their first story is to explain how fossils are formed, and they must tell the tourists what type of rock the fossils are found in.
Are you guys ready to see some magic?
Yeah!
Let's begin this. This is called an ammonite, and millions of years ago, it was swimming in the ocean like do-do-do-do-do. Then it died. Then sediments came on top of it and poo and everything. Abracadabra, doodaboo. The magic of Jedward.
What's it gonna be?
Oh dear, I think this magician's lost his magic.
Abracadabra, doodaboo, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's still not working. Maybe he's using the wrong magic word. Oh no, that's it there.
Yeah. This is a fossil. An ammonite fossil.
Yeah.
Created millions and millions of years ago. Are you guys ready to do the fossilization dance?
We're ready.
Break it down.
Yeah, with all their focus on the performance, they've forgotten to mention that it's sedimentary rock that fossils are found in, which could cost them. So, what's the tourists' verdict so far?
Eduardo needs to perfect his magic skills.
I think he's got a bit of practicing to do to get his magician skills fully on top.
I think John's got the edge.
So, John's got the edge. And it's back to Team Giraffe for their next story. And John has something very special planned.
Ravicade, it's gonna be the best mission ever. Look at me. Look at me, okay?
Looking good.
I'm transformed into the one and only Mary Anning.
John, aka Mary Anning, and Rav need to successfully tell the fossil hunter's story and get across what age Mary was when she found her first ichthyosaur fossil.
Mary Anning went out every single day fossil hunting, accompanied by her dog. So, wait, this is my dress. Wait.
Whoops! Bit of a wardrobe malfunction, which could distract the tourists from the story.
Okay, her dress, she was age 11. And she found the most coolest thing ever found here, ever, in the Jurassic Coast. What she found? She found an Ichthyosaurus.
Actually, it's an ichthyosaur, John.
But there's a really famous rhyme made about Mary Anning. Have you guys ever heard of this? She sells, Wait, she sells seashells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore. You try it, boss.
You go
on, buddy.
Go.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
Faster. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Seashells on the seashore.
Right, you try. She sells seashells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
What does she sell on the seashore?
Seashells.
No, she sells dinosaurs.
Well, the boys certainly got the tourists' tongues in a twist, but will that help them to remember the key fact? Now over to Team Edward at what looks like a car scrapyard.
Here we are. We're here. What are we going to do, Jess? We're going to crush.
Okay, guys, I think I want you guys to find a cool car to smash in half. What car?
There's so many amazing ones. It's hard to choose.
This is my ride.
They've planned a supersized stunt that should wow the tourists.
I don't think any tourist guide has ever done this before.
No.
The vital fact they must get across is the name of the creatures that lived in the water 200 million years ago.
This creature, it's a pliosaur. It was the strongest marine reptile that ever existed in the ocean. And if it was still here today, it could crush a car in half. We're gonna crush this people carrier and demonstrate the strength of a pliosaur. Let's go, guys.
Let's do it.
Are you guys ready?
Do it.
What am I gonna do?
Crush it.
Crush it.
Impressive effort, Team Edward. So what do the tourists think?
I think it's close, but I think Edward's coming out on top at the moment. I think he's just got the edge over his brother.
There's just one stop left on the tour for each team. John and Rav's final story is fossilised dino dung.
Drum roll!
They must make the tourists remember its correct name, and to help them, they brought in a few props.
These are called copper lights. What are they called?
Copper lights.
Translated into English, beep, 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 beep. Dino poo. Oh, I know, it's sick. It's like, it's sick. I was like, And who made copper lights?
Dinosaurs.
Yes.
Oh, it looks like John's lost it. He must focus and get the story across.
People used to make jewelry out of copper lights. Woo! This is a jewelry that people should be wearing, and it's so good for the environment because it's recyclable as well. Don't try and make this at home, okay? Unless you have millions and millions and millions of years old copper lights. So give me your hand. Here you go. Here's. Oh, sorry. Okay, here's another one. Here's I don't know what's
an earring.
Another one for you as an earring. You can put that as an earring. He wants a ring. Here's a ring. Give me your baby thing, baby thing.
See how authentic.
Team Giraffe are hoping all of their plop props help the tourists remember the facts.
It's not real, guys. It's not real, okay?
Now it's over to the other team at the quarry, who are preparing a dino footprint demo for their final story.
I need more over here, more sand over here.
Right.
We need to win, okay? I want the tourists to be so impressed.
We're gonna win.
Come on, hurry up.
Put your back in it then.
They must explain what kind of fossils the footprints are.
Guys, okay, we've got something very, very special to show you. Do you want to know what it is?
Yeah.
Dinosaur footprints created millions and millions of years ago.
So these are called trace fossils, and trace fossils are anything that dinosaurs left behind.
It's a dinosaur footprint. Do you guys want to make some dinosaur footprints of your own?
Yeah.
But you're not dinosaurs, you're crazy tourists. So let's make some crazy tourist footprints.
Team Edward's footprint experiment made quite an impression. There we go. But did it help the tourists remember the facts? We'll soon find out, as the tours are now finished.
Guys, how do you think we did?
I think we did amazing.
We did the best that we could. I think we taught them well, and Edward used the best leader.
How do you think they went?
It was all right, but
I think it went totally awesome. It was amazing. Remember, okay, you poured beans on me, you poured slimy stuff on me, you poured flour on me. It was totally crazy.
Who?
What else? Yeah, the copyrights.
So it's the moment of truth. Have the tourists learnt those vital facts? Or were the beans and poo jewellery too much of a distraction? It's time for the tourist test!
Dinosaurs lived on land, but what was the name for the creatures from this period that lived in the water? Marine reptiles.
They're being asked one question on each of the stories.
How old was Mary Anning when she discovered the first complete ichthyosaur?
She was 11.
For each correct answer, there's a point in it for the team that told the story.
Can I spell it?
And the team with the most points will win.
What is the name of the rocks in which fossils are usually found in? I don't remember them saying it. No, I don't know.
While the losers will face an icy dip in the sea.
I don't want to lose.
We don't want to lose.
I can't lose.
Where's your spirit bomb?
What do you think? Do you think we nailed it?
I think we nailed it.
I think we totally nailed it.
The test is over. It's time to reveal the scores.
Edward, Shannon, Jess have scored 23 points.
Yes!
John and Rav have scored 30 points.
And we won! Oh yeah!
The winners get a trip on the water, while the losers get a dip in the icy water.
Think how cold it is now.
Yes, we know.
Think how cold it's going to be down there.
It's John's second victory. He's now won 2 shows, while Edward is still on 1. John and Rav's prize is a speedboat ride along the Jurassic Coast. And it's all smiles as they set sail. But over with the losing team, and it's a bit of a different story.
Guys, okay, we have to do this.
I can't believe we lost. This is the
So
worst
cold.
I've ever seen.
So cold!
I can't believe we lost! No, that's it! I can't take it!
I'm here to take my punishment from losing. Will myself. I'm not just serious, gonna will myself. Parade have ditched me. I'm gonna do it for the team. Oh wait, I found a fossil. No, it's not the rock.
Jedward